Welcome to Roseburg's Legion Field, home of the Dr. Stewarts and the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Coverage of this tournament game is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley. Let's head to the field.
Hello and good evening. Hello and good morning, everyone, as we get you ready for the 2018 American Legion State Tournament here in Oregon from Roseburg's Legion Field. We welcome you to our opening game of the 2018 tournament. I'm Joey Keyran. We welcome you into the broadcast booth for this morning's contest between the Beaverton Post 124 team up out of Northern Oregon and the Medford Mustangs out of Southern Oregon, as these two teams meet here today to open up the 2018 tournament. It's day one, first round action for you. Medford Mustangs, the Area 4 champions, getting the automatic berth into this state tournament. Meanwhile, on the other side, Beaverton Post 124 comes in as the number 2 team out of Area 2, winning a super regional against Klamath Falls to reach here to the state tournament. We welcome you into our broadcast coverage of American Legion Baseball here on 541radio.com. It's presented by Virginia Everard. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. That's Virginia Everard. Call her today at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. We really appreciate her sponsorship to make this a possibility to bring you coverage of American Legion Baseball here online. If you are tuning in for today's game, and we'll assume you're a fan of either Beaverton or Medford, if you're just a general baseball fan tuning in for today's baseball game, we'll let you know there's plenty coming up for you over the next 5 days. We'll have every game from the state tournament broadcasting live online at 541radio.com and archived there as well. So if you are looking to follow the action, we've got you covered here from Legion Field. Let's go ahead and get things started as the teams are announced down on the field. Let's introduce today's starting lineup. For Beaverton Post 124, again out of Area 2, the second place team there. Their manager, James Langton, is going to send out a starting lineup. That'll have Kellen O'Connor, today's starting pitcher for Beaverton, leading things off, followed by shortstop Connor Fajardo. The center fielder is Sam Winter, batting third, followed by Joe Ball, the right fielder, hitting in the cleanup spot. Ike Lovings, the catcher, will bat fifth, followed by Zach Staley, the left fielder. Tomo Hori is the third baseman, batting seventh, followed by first baseman Manny Castanera. And rounding out the starting nine, playing at second base, is Connor Patrick. That is a look at your starting lineup for the Beaverton Post 124 squad. They'll be wearing white uniforms today, white tops, white trousers, the dark navy tops with the kind of script, old school script B on the helmet, the dark navy belts as well. Very classic old school type of look out of this Beaverton squad. Numbers on the back in the dark navy color as well stands out well against the white jerseys for Beaverton. Starting lineup for head coach Nate Maben in his 8th year leading the Medford Mustangs. They've won 4 straight state championships. Medford will start out with Joe Johnson leading things off, playing at first base, followed by second baseman Brennan Watts. The pitcher, Jacob Melton, will bat third, followed by Jack Thompson, the third baseman. Justin Geyer in left field will bat fifth, followed by John O'Gassman in right field, hitting sixth. The 7-hitter is John O'Gassman playing in right field, followed by 7-hitter. I think I might have said Gassman twice there, or got the number wrong. 7-hitter is Wyatt Baptiste, the center fielder, followed by Zach Ankeny, the shortstop, batting 8th, and your 9-hitter at the catcher position, it's Bennett Thompson. As we get ready to go for today's action, we do have a special ceremony coming up. We'll have the national anthem, and then throwing out the first pitch of the state tournament will be Corey Brockman from the Department of Oregon American Legion. He is the Americanism chair. He'll be throwing out the first pitch for today's ball game. It's game one from the American Legion Baseball State Tournament, and we'll now bring you the national anthem to kick off 2018 here at Legion Field.
Our national anthem.
Well, that'll officially get ready the 2018 season here at Legion Field, the American Legion State Tournament. It is wrapping up the season here in the state of Oregon. Everybody has made their way through their regular season games to get to this point, either getting here automatically or through a super regional. And the bracket is filled. 8 teams, double elimination tournament, and we'll get ready for first pitch of game 1 to kick off the day. Today, 4 games total, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, also 4 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock, the schedule for all of the games. So we'll have that for you. And here comes Corey Brockman out there to start out the tournament with our ceremonial first pitch. Department of Oregon Americanism chair. He'll head out to the mound to throw things out and get this tournament underway. There it is.
There we go.
And we are ready to go with game 1 of the 2018 tournament. Beautiful day here in Roseburg. For those that may be paying attention to the news, or maybe down in Medford, you're living the news. There's been plenty of talk about wildfires around the southern portion of the state. Not as much up north, but definitely down here in the southern region, we've seen plenty of wildfires. It was a tough year last year, fighting through that as we got into spring high school sports. Didn't see as much of it proving to be an issue during the Legion season last year. But already at the tail end of the American Legion season, we saw wildfire smoke cause some issues with the schedule for teams in Southern Oregon, including this Medford Mustangs team that was scheduled to play a home-and-home against the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, who are the host team for the tournament. Medford was going to be playing 2 here at Legion Field and then play 2 at home at their park, Harry and David Field. But unfortunately, the games down at Harry and David Field had to be moved here to Legion Field. Medford played all 4 of that 4-game season series against league opponent Roseburg here from Legion Field. Might be a little bit of a boost to them. They've played now their final 4 games. Their last 4 games all were here at Legion Field. So they maybe are familiar with the territory just a little bit more as they get ready for the state tournament. But here in Roseburg today, no worry of wildfire smoke in the air. We really have not seen much of that. I am from here in the Roseburg area, for those that may have not tuned in for a broadcast before, catching Doc Stewart's baseball. I covered Doc Stewart's American Legion baseball throughout the year, and we covered pretty much everything except for 5 games of the season. So we've been there with the Docs throughout the year, and here in Roseburg, the weather has been great throughout much of the year, and this morning you cannot ask for much better. 68 degrees as we get ready for first pitch. Going to see a high of about 93 this afternoon. Blue skies overhead at the moment. A light breeze coming through, but nothing too much. It usually goes left to right across the diamond or blows in a bit from left field. As for those of you that are unaware of kind of the surroundings here at Legion. On the mound for the Medford Mustangs to start things off, it'll be left-hander Jacob Melton, who will toe the rubber for the Mustangs. Jacob Melton comes in with a 5-0 record, a .17 ERA. He's got 1 save on his record. His last outing was a complete game, 1-0 shutout against the Roseburg Doc Stewarts. He allowed 4 hits in that contest. His first pitch is in low, and we are underway, as it is a 1-0 count against Kellen O'Connor. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup to start out the ball game. The 1-0 pitch is in for strike 1, and it's a 1-1 count. So Melton, he has been pretty lights out on the mound, has not thrown as many innings as some of the other guys on the team as he misses low for a 2-1 count. Melton has been used some as a reliever. He has been a starter as well, but as I mentioned, has not thrown as many innings as some of the other starters on the team as the ball fouled back out of O'Connor. He'll also play in center field, and he bats third. He leads the team in batting average at .517, so he's very much a 5-tool type of player. He's got a 2-2 count looking for a payoff pitch. It's high and away as the count goes full. Kellen O'Connor from Beaverton High School will be a senior this next year. His 3-2 pitch fouled back again, and he continues. 3 balls and 2 strikes against him. We'll look around the diamond defensively, get you the defensive alignment to start out for Medford here. The 3-2 pitch to O'Connor, a swing and a miss. He goes down with the strikeout. And Melton will get his first of the ball game, 1 away. Connor Fajardo will stand in. Fajardo, the starting shortstop for this Beaverton team. One away with nobody on base. First pitch, called strike one on the outside corner for Melton. Behind the plate, catching for Medford today, Bennett Thompson. We'll get a look around the rest of the diamond here as the 0-1 high. Out at first base, Joe Johnson. Brennan Watts at second. Zach Ankeny at short. Jack Thompson at third. Justin Geyer, Wyatt Baptiste, and Jono Gassman in the outfield from left to right for the Mustangs. Mustangs wearing their red tops, gray trousers, two-tone caps with the dark navy head skull, and then the red bills for those ball caps. As a strike called, evens up the count at 2-2 here for Connor Fajardo. The 2-2, that one off the handle, hit right side. The second baseman will field, flips to Melton covering the bag. And there's two away. First baseman Joe Johnson went diving after that ball to the right side of the infield. He couldn't get to it. Behind him, Brennan Watts there to make the play. And Watts then flips to Jacob Melton, who, if it had not been for Melton covering the bag, there would have been no play to be made. Two away as Fajardo grounds out. First lefty in the lineup for Beaverton. It'll be Sam Winter. The center fielder, first pitch, a swing and a miss for strike one. Two down, nobody on base. Top of the first inning, scoreless ball game so far. The 0-1 pitch out of Melton, lefty versus lefty. He went with a way off-speed pitch there. You could almost see him let up with his arm speed. And way out in front of it, Winter, a swing and a miss for strike two. The 0-2 delivery, fouled back. No balls, two strikes here for Jacob Melton. Pitch count's going to be a big emphasis here in this state tournament. We've got about a half dozen people, it seems, keeping track of pitches. The 0-2 pitch, just a defensive swing and a foul ball there for Winter. Keeping his at-bat going against Jacob Melton, who's looking for a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. The 0-2 delivery here out of Melton. Just outside, Medford ready to head to the dugout. Home team is going to be on the third base side, unless it's the Roseburg Doc Stewarts that are playing in the game, the host team of the tournament. But the home team is going to be on the third base side, visiting on the first base side. 1-2 pitch out of Melton. A swing and a foul back. Again, it'll stay at a 1-2 count. Today's action, and this game brought to you by Tim's Appliance and Mattress. Tim's Appliance Outlet Store has carloads of near-perfect refrigerators up to 70% off MSRP with full factory warranties. Check them out, Tim Appliance and Mattress. Ground ball out to short. In front of it, Ankeny. His throw to first wraps up the inning. A 1-2-3 inning defensively for the Medford Mustangs in the top of the first. No runs on no hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. It's a scoreless ball game as Beaverton heads out defensively, and Medford will get their first at-bats of the game on online at 541radio.com. Tournament coverage brought to you by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
In right field for 15, Joe Ball. In Center field number 3, Sam Winter.
And we welcome you back here for the bottom of the first inning. Coverage of American Legion Baseball on 541radio.com is brought to you by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Get ready for the bottom of the first 0-0 ball game. Joe Johnson, Brennan Watts, and Jacob Melton will lead things off for Medford against Kellen O'Connor. Another lefty on the mound. Both teams going with a lefty to start out the tournament. Kellen O'Connor will throw into Ike Lovings behind the plate. And we'll look around the diamond for the rest of your defensive alignment here as we get the bottom of the first inning underway. First pitch from the lefty to the lefty. Joe Johnson is in for strike one, and the bottom of the first is underway. Ike Lovings from Sunset High School, graduating here in 2018. His 0-1 pitch. Out in front of it, Johnson, a swing and a miss for strike two. Out in front here to start out is O'Connor. His 0-2 pitch, outside in the dirt. Lovings behind the plate, able to scoop that one up. Nobody on, nobody out as we start the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless game after a 1-2-3 top of the first. Another pitch outside in the dirt takes it to a 2-2 count here for Kellen O'Connor. Got the field mic down there by the on-deck circle, closer to Medford, kind of back behind home. Here the on-deck batter running to pick up that pass ball. 2-2 pitch just outside from the lefty to the lefty. Tried to catch that outside corner. O'Connor has tried to go there a couple of times in a row and has not been able to get it. His full count pitch against Joe Johnson. Johnson goes after a high fastball into center field. Drifting back is Sam Winter, and he'll make the catch to retire the first batter. One away for the Mustangs. Base is still empty, and up next will be Brennan Watts, the second baseman, hitting with nobody on and one down. First pitch out of Lovings from the lefty to the righty. A big swing and a miss out of Watts. Brennan Watts coming in batting .374 for the Mustangs. He'll take a little low for ball one. This Mustangs team batting .358 as a team. Ball fouled off at the plate by Watts, and he'll head back in with a 1-2 count. Still filling out my lineup card here a little bit in my book, keeping track of things. The 1-2. Strike three called. The outside corner live on that one. Down with the strikeout goes Watts. First punch out of the game for Kellen O'Connor. It's a strikeout looking. You've got two away, still nobody on base. Of course, you're going to be seeing a lot of good pitching probably today as teams go with guys that they hope will get them the opening victory of the tournament, keep them in the championship bracket. So we may be seeing a lot of low scores here in day one of the tournament. First pitch outside against Jacob Melton. Dangerous guy at the plate, as we saw him do very well on the mound in the top of the first. Dangerous at the plate. Southwest Conference Player of the Year as he swings and misses for strike one. Jacob Melton comes in batting .517, 60 runs, 59 RBI, 22 stolen bases, 10 home runs, 29 extra bases total. He chops one towards second. A couple of high hops fielded. Throw to first. Just in time to get Melton, as charging in Connor Patrick will make the play. We didn't get a chance to look around the diamond defensively for Beaverton there in the bottom of the first. We'll make sure to do so in the second. We'll come back after one inning of play. It's a 0-0 ball game. You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams Umpqua Valley, building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
We go to the top of the second inning. It's a 0-0 ball game as we welcome you back here to Legion Field for the 2018 AAA American Legion State Tournament. Joey Keyran broadcasting Game 1. Dan Bain will be along to do some of the other games here today. Start out the second inning. First pitch from Jacob Melton misses for ball 1. As leading things off, it'll be Joe Ball, the right fielder, left-handed batter. The 1-0 is in at the knees for a called strike. Joe Ball makes it back-to-back lefties for Beaverton. Stands back in there, the 1-1. He pulls it up the middle, goes off the glove for Melton to second baseman. Watts over to first. Will make the play on the ground ball up the middle. Actually knocked the glove off the hand of Jacob Melton. Either that or he more threw the glove at the ball. I don't think he really threw it at it, but as he tried to make the stab, his glove kind of came off. It'll be a ground out for Joe Ball. Both teams still looking to try and get their first base runner on. One away, top of the second inning. Batting next is Ike Lovings. Lovings, the catcher, swings at the first pitch and fouls it away for strike 1. Isaac Lovings, Sunset High School class of 2018. I might have mistakenly said Kellen O'Connor from Sunset. O'Connor's from Beaverton, class of 2019. The 0-1 is outside. Trying to get everything all. There's a lot of new teams and a lot of new information to digest with all the 8 teams here. Some of them we've seen before as I've done Doc Stewart's baseball all season. A few of these teams Docs have played as a ball fouled away. A 1-2 count now for Isaac Lovings. The Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, part of Area 4. They've, of course, seen Medford. No other Area 4 teams make it to the tournament. But the Docs have played 4 of the other 7 teams in the tournament, and they have not played against 3 of them. Beaverton, one of the teams they have not played, is a foul ball. Makes it keeps it a 1-2 count here against Lovings. Jacob Melton will wind and fire the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Lovings will go down with a strikeout. Second of the game for Jacob Melton. 2 down. Up next will be Zach Staley, the left fielder, batting for the first time, trying to get something going here in the second. So the teams that I have seen personally, Medford, Hillsboro, Mid-Valley, and Corvallis. So first pitch from Melton against Staley is down low for ball 1. Those are the 4 teams that the Docs have played during the regular season. The 3 teams that I haven't seen, Beaverton, the Dallas Post 20 Dirtbags, and the Salem Whitnell Dodgers. Another one low to make it a 2-0 count for Zach Staley. So there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve with a lot of new teams in the action here throughout the tournament. By the end of it, we'll all be seasoned pros, right? Pitch low again. It'll be a 3-0 count for Zach Staley. Farthest behind that Jacob Melton has fallen so far. His 3-0 is in the dirt, and it's a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs to put Staley on base. And that's your first runner on for the Medford, for either team, for Beaverton or Medford. First runner on base. So Zach Staley down at first. Up next is Tomo Hori, the third baseman. Will bat with 2 out and 1 on.
Now batting Tomo Hori.
The first pitch to Horry is outside and high, and that is 5 straight pitches for Jacob Melton that have missed. There at first base, Zach Staley. He was an honorable mention selection All-Metro League this year. Ball up the middle. That's going to drop into shallow center field for Horry. And there's your first base hit. So a walk and then a single, and you've got 2 runners on with 2 away here in the top of the second for Beaverton as they look to try and get some early momentum against the defending state champs. Horry putting that one into just shallow center field here at Legion. Soft line drive, able to drop in front of Wyatt Baptiste. Still 2 away. Up next will be the 8-hitter, Manny Castanera. Castanera, another lefty, third in the lineup for Beaverton. Melton, lefty versus lefty matchup with 2 runners on. And time called at the plate by Castanera. Saw out at second base his teammate Staley. Back to the bag with the shortstop Zach Ankeny rushing back for a possible pickoff move. Melton never made any sort of move any direction. First pitch for Castanera is a swing and a miss. Manny Castanera, also an honorable mention selection in the Metro League. Graduating class of 2018 there at Beaverton High School. The 0-1 pitch from Melton. Castanera fouls it back for strike 2. Two down, 0-2 count against Castanera, the 8-hitter in the lineup. 2 on for Beaverton. They look to try and strike first against the Mustangs. Pitch just misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch out of Melton, trying to get out of the top of the second inning. Leave 2 runners stranded. Castanera will foul another one off. The 1-2 pitch. Melton takes a moment off the mound before he steps on to deliver an important pitch here early on in the game against Beaverton. The 1-2, and it's another foul ball out of Castanera. Beautiful day, expecting to get warm, so these 2 teams may not be all that upset about playing early. This is a real comfortable temperature here. It's going to get into the 90s later. It has been quite the hot spell here in the Umpqua Basin as of late. A 1-2 delivery again for Melton. Swing, and that one fouled off. I think that got the... It's a foul ball. I think that might have hit the front arm of Castanera. And out of the dugout will come Nate Mabin for Medford, trying to look at that one. And Nate Mabin's asking for him to check with one of the field umpires, the one that's a 3-man crew here today. And the home umpire will go check with his crew. Castanera swung at that one. Medford wants to confirm whether or not it was a swing and a miss. But the trajectory of that baseball changed so much, that had to have been a foul ball. I think it got him either on his hand or on his front arm. He was way out in front of it. And Castanera will dig back in as they do confirm. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Castanera digs back in, trying to pick up a base hit here and see if he can give Beaverton an early lead. A 1-2 pitch out of Melton. And time called before he delivers. The left-handed batting, Manny Castanera at the plate against lefty Jacob Melton, the 1-2. Swinging another foul ball back. Been a longer second inning for Jacob Melton in the first. He threw 19 in the first. He's up to 20 here in the second. I mentioned that pitch count is going to be a point of emphasis. Want to make sure we track everything and keep on top of it here. So we've got 4 people up here in the booth doing it, and then 1 in each dugout. The 1-2 is high from Melton, and the count will go 2-2. Looking to try and make him go deep. Talked with the broadcaster for Medford. They did not send anybody up this for the tournament, knowing that there'd be coverage online. But Kyle Clements had done some coverage of Medford. As strike 3 will go across, and Castaniera will go down looking. Jacob Melton will get out of the inning in strand 2. I was going to say the way to get to Medford might just be to get them into their bullpen, but Jacob Melton able to get his way out of the top of the second inning. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors for Medford. 2 men left on base for Beaverton. Go to the bottom of the second. It's a scoreless ball game, and you're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
Bottom of the second inning, scoreless ball game. No runs on 1 hit for Beaverton. No runs on no hit so far for Medford. The 0-1 pitch to Jack Thompson leading things off. He'll go to a 1-1 count against Kellen O'Connor. The 1-1 from O'Connor is high for a 2-1 count. Medford will have their 4, 5, 6 hitters due up here in the bottom of the second inning. They're trying to strike first, still looking for that first hit against O'Connor. Ground ball, chopper foul down the third base side to even things up. 2-2 here against Jack Thompson. Well, Beaverton threatened a bit there, got a man into scoring position in the top of the second inning, but could not do any damage with 2 outs against him. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball left side, in front of it the third baseman, Tomo Hori, and he will fire across to get Jack Thompson. Hori got a nice little hop there at third, making that play just look a little bit easier for him. On the grounder through the infield grass here at Legion Field. Natural grass at the moment. They are working towards, they're fundraising at the moment to try and put in all artificial turf, the entire field, not just the infield or not just certain sections, the entire field, looking to try and go to artificial turf here at Legion. 1 away as Justin Geyer will step in. First pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Justin Geyer, the left fielder, comes in batting .357 as he takes to even up the count at 1-1. Geyer has 24 runs scored, 37 RBIs. He'll swing and miss again for strike 2. Nobody on base for him to try and drive in at the moment. Medford team has hit a number of home runs. In fact, Joe Johnson and Jacob Melton have attributed 17 home runs total just between the two of them. They're near the top of the lineup. A swing and a foul ball keeps the at-bat alive here for Geyer. Third batter due up here in the bottom of the second is Jono Gassman. Coverage of the state tournament is brought to you by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Get ready for hunting season with Sportsman's Warehouse. They carry the gear, rifles, ammos, and bait you need for your next hunt. Get to Sportsman's Warehouse and take it outside. Swing and a miss for strike 3. It's another punch out for Kellen O'Connor. That's his second. 2 down. Jacob Melton with 3 strikeouts in the ball game as a pitcher. And now Kellen O'Connor with 2. His first pitch to Jono Gassman's inside, and it beans him. came inside and low. And Gassman gets hit on the foot and will head on down to first. And that's your first base runner for Medford.
Next batter, center fielder number 8, Wyatt Baptiste.
In the top of the second, Beaverton got their first base runner on a walk to Zach Staley. He was the 6 hitter in the lineup. Now, with 2 outs, the 6 hitter for Medford gets on with a hit by pitch. So both pitchers making it through 5 without giving up a base runner. And then putting a man on either walk or a hit by pitch there. First pitch, a swing and a miss out of Wyatt Baptiste. Gives him an 0-1 count with John O. Gassman down at first. Gassman running the pitch outside. Throw from Lovings to second will be just behind the runner. Stolen base will get Gassman into second. At the plate, the pitch was high and away for ball 1. For Wyatt Baptiste. Now he has a man in scoring position. This Medford team does like to run a lot. They steal a lot of bases. Swing and a miss out of Baptiste. And O'Connor, 1 strike away from getting out of the second inning with a man in scoring position. Joe Johnson, Jacob Melton, I only have stolen base numbers for them. They've combined for 46 stolen bases this season, so they like to run. Ground ball, back to the mound, picked up by O'Connor. He'll turn and fire to first, and that'll wrap up things here in the bottom of the second. Both teams get a runner in scoring position but cannot score. It's a 0-0 game as we head to the third. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard Licensed Broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Second inning, there were no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner was.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Top of the third inning, over 13.
Well, we're through 2 innings. Still a scoreless ball game between Beaverton and Medford. Beaverton post 124. The visiting team will have the 9-1-2 hitters due up here in the third inning. Connor Patrick will lead things off. First pitch swinging. The righty will send one down the right field side, foul, into the visitors' bullpen down there. You've got the bullpens down each side of the field. For those watching, obviously, those corners a little tucked out of the view of the camera here at Legion Field. But you've got the bullpen down each side, just past the dugouts, tucked back there away. 0-1 pitch against Connor Patrick is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Coverage of the state tournament online is brought to you by Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports in Douglas County. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Jacob Melton will set down Connor Patrick, his 4th strikeout of the ball game. You've got one away here in the top of the third. Back to the top of the lineup for Beaverton. Beaverton with 1 hit in the ball game so far. No runs. Their second time through the lineup. Melton will miss high and away against Kellen O'Connor. Again, a pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. O'Connor, the leadoff man, swing and a miss for strike 1. O'Connor struck out swinging back in the first. The 1-1 pitch high for a 2-1 count. The 2-1 misses upstairs again, and Melton's walked one so far. On the verge of possibly walking another. He has thrown quite a few pitches, more than his counterpart, Kellen O'Connor, is at the plate. The 3-1 outside for ball 4. So for a second straight inning, Beaverton will get a man on base via a walk. This time a 5-pitch walk from Melton, his second of the ball game. 1 on, 1 away. Up next will be Connor Fajardo, who grounded out to second his first time up. First pitch misses, and finding the strike zone has not necessarily been a successful mission for Jacob Melton here so far. I mean, he's got 4 strikeouts, but he has thrown quite a few balls as well as he gets a foul ball back into the netting here behind home at Legion. Take a look at it. 31 strikes to 20 balls so far for Melton. Not a terrible ratio. Obviously, he's in the plus on the strike side. 1-1 pitch, squaring to bunt. It's in down the third base side and foul, picked up by catcher Bennett Thompson. Trying to sacrifice the runner over or get on with a bunt single. Connor Fajardo popped that one just down the third base line, landed in foul territory. So ball and 2 strikes now against Fajardo, the shortstop. Still a man at first base, that is Kellen O'Connor. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Melton. He'll throw over to first base. Not a quick move out of the pitcher. Back in, standing up, was Kellen O'Connor. Melton's 1-2 delivery. Runner going. The pitch in the dirt. Thompson will not have much of a chance to throw, and by the time he's up off his knees, into second base goes O'Connor. He'll take second on the wild pitch. 2-2 count at the plate now against Connor Fajardo with a man in scoring position. Melton's 2-2 delivery. That ball in the air, out towards center, going back is Baptiste. He'll square it up. Underneath it, tagging, heading for third, will go O'Connor, and he's in, standing up. Coming off the bag to cut off the baseball, Jack Thompson. Fly out to deep center field for Connor Fajardo. 2 away, but now a man at third base. A pass ball could bring in the go-ahead run for Beaverton.
Center fielder number 3, Sam Winter.
2 down, a man at third. The lefty Sam Winter will bat, and this is the portion of the lineup that Beaverton wants to have up here at this moment with a man at third and 2 away. Winter, the 3-hitter, first pitch swinging, ground ball to second, backhand, knocked down, and a run will score. Beaverton will get on the board first. Second baseman Brennan Watts knocks it down. And coming in to score is Kellen O'Connor. And looking for the official ruling. Base hit. Watts had a long way to go to get to that one. Backhanded, tried to get it in the glove. He had just the one stab at it, and he did not make the play. So a base hit drives in a run. And a swing and a miss now out of Joe Ball. Second hit of the ball game for Beaverton. Brings in a run. They lead 1-0. Man at first with 2 down. Joe Ball, the cleanup hitter. Right fielder is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. He'll foul one down the first base side. So it's an 0-2 count against Joe Ball. Joe Ball, a second-team All-Metro selection. The 0-2 pitch, and no time called. Time called just as Melton was going into his windup. Joe Ball from Southridge High School, graduating here in 2018. The lefty in there, trying to keep this inning going. He pops one in the air. Down the left field side, just into foul territory. Jack Thompson the closest to it, the third baseman, though. Not much of a chance to catch that one That pop fly coming up over the top of him, and he was chasing it, just trying to get to a point, but not much of a chance to get there. So 1 run on 2 hits so far in this ballgame for Beaverton. They take the lead early against Medford here in Game 1 of the 2018 AAA American Legion State Tournament. Joe Ball stands back in, his second at-bat in his mini innings. The 0-2. Golfs it to first, picked up there by Joe Johnson, no problem making the play. He steps on the bag for the final out. Here in the 3rd inning, Beaverton strikes first. 1 run on 1 hit, no Medford errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 lead for Beaverton. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Of the 3rd inning, number 16, Zach.
8-9 hitters due up for Medford here in the bottom of the 3rd. On the mound, Kellen O'Connor now with a lead to work with. Beaverton on top 1-0 as we welcome you back here on 541radio.com. A swing and a miss makes it an 0-2 count against Zach Ankeny leading things off. He took the first pitch for strike 1 at the knees on the inside edge. And then a swing and a miss puts him down 0-2. First time up for Ankeny. The 0-2 is low and outside for ball 1. 8-9 hitters due up, and so Medford will get through their lineup for the first time here in the 3rd. The 1-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. They'll toss it around the horn. Another punch out for Kellen O'Connor. O'Connor now with 3 strikeouts in the ballgame. That's his 2nd strikeout looking. Leads off things here in the 3rd inning with a punch out. 1 away. Up next will be Bennett Thompson, the catcher, 9-hitter. Check swing on the first pitch, called for a strike against him. Bennett Thompson takes for strike 2. The brother of Jack Thompson, the first baseman, chops it towards short. Over to first base, 2 away. In front of that one, Connor Fajardo. Routine ground ball for the shortstop. 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup. Joe Johnson will hit.
Back to the top of the lineup.
Joe Johnson 0 for 1 in the ball game with a fly ball to center field. Shortstop can be a difficult spot here at Legion. The field plays a little deeper than traditional ball fields, than most of them. So it can feel a little bit bigger out there for a shortstop than they're used to, as a first pitch strike on the inside corner to the left-handed hitting Joe Johnson. But Fajardo played that ground ball to him very routinely. The 0-1's outside. Kellen O'Connor looking for another 1-2-3 inning. He did that in the first, faced 4 batters in the second. The 1-1, inside corner called strike. So far, O'Connor has allowed just the 1 base runner on a hit-by pitch to John O'Gassman. The 1-2 to Johnson, low in the dirt for ball 1. Or excuse me, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on base with 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 lead for Beaverton, scoring on a 2-out single by Sam Winter in the top of the 3rd. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And it's the fourth strikeout of the game for Kellen O'Connor. He gets a 1-2-3 third inning. And with these only being 7-inning games, a change from the 9-inning contest we've had in the past, Medford finding themselves behind the 8-ball here midway through Game 1 of the tournament. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Back after this with the fourth inning on 541radio.com.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
The catcher, Ike Lovings.
Head to the top of the fourth inning. It's a 1-0 lead for Beaverton post 124. Isaac Lovings, first pitch swinging. He pops one high in the air back behind home. Just one pitch needed for Jacob Melton as Lovings, he'll get him to foul out behind home plate. Making the catch, Bennett Thompson to retire the first batter.
The next batter,
Lovings will now go 0 for 2 on the day after striking out in his first at-bat against Jacob Melton. We're in the top of the fourth inning. It is a 1-0 lead for Beaverton. Jacob Melton missing low against Zach Staley with one away. Tournament coverage here on 541radio.com. We'll have it all tournament long as a second pitch misses, a 2-0 count. It's brought to you by Little Caesars. They now have online ordering, and it's easy to use the app. Check out online ordering with Little Caesars. That ball in the air out towards right center. Not hit very hard, but hard enough to get out to Jono Gassman in right. That one looked for a moment like it might have had a chance to try and drop in, but not quite. 2 away.
The next batter, number 5, third baseman Tomo Hori.
Tomo Hori will bat next for Beaverton. He had a single in the second, was left stranded at first. 1 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch misses low to him for ball 1. Now this is game 1 of the tournament. 4 games total today. As the 1-0 pitch to Hori is inside for a 2-0 count. Coming up next, it's the 1 o'clock game between the Dallas Post 20 Dirtbags and the Hillsboro Barbers. Dan Bain will have the call of that game for you here at 541radio.com. It's a ground ball to third base. Looks like it'll probably wrap things up here in the top of the fourth. Throw across the diamond to get Hori. A 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Melton. And Beaverton is retired in the top of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It remains a 1-0 score as we head to the bottom of the fourth. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Second baseman, Brennan Watts.
Moving quickly through this opening game, a 1-0 score. 1 run on 3 hits for Beaverton. Actually make that 1 run on 2 hits for Beaverton. No runs on no hits for Medford so far. First pitch was a ball against Brennan Watts, and he fouls away the second pitch to go 1-1 against Kellen O'Connor, who has been wheeling and dealing so far. Only base runner allowed was back in the second, a hit by pitch to Jono Gassman. O'Connor at 42 pitches in the ballgame is 1-1 outside to go to a 2-1 count. Coverage of the American Legion tournament here on 541radio.com. As the 2-1's in the dirt is presented by Tim's Appliance and Mattress. They got a great selection of Class B appliances with full factory warranties, some with dents and dings, too small to notice, and 0% financing is always available as well. 3-1 pitch from O'Connor is in the dirt, and that's ball 4. So O'Connor here in the 4th will walk his first batter. Only the second runner to get on base for Medford. They're still looking for that first base knock, and a man that could definitely do that, Jacob Melton, will step in. Haven't even gotten an hour into this ball game. We're already halfway through it. Got things started at 10 o'clock. Game 1 of the tournament, 1 of 4 today. First pitch to Melton, he fouls off. Jacob Melton back in the first. He was the last batter up. He grounded out to second to finish things off. With nobody out and 1 man on, he won't be the end of this 4th inning for Medford, but a double play possibility here for Beaverton. Could possibly clear the bases. A pickoff throw to first. Watts back in safely. We mentioned it's the Hillsboro Barbers and the Dallas Post 20 Dirtbags coming up next. We'll run through the rest of the schedule. As a ball fouled up in the air, it'll get over the netting and up on top of the roof here at Legion. Makes it an 0-2 count against Melton. So you've got the Dirtbags and the Barbers up next. Then your 4 o'clock game is going to be the Salem Whitnell Dodgers against the Mid-Valley Southpaws. And then the Corvallis Skirting Builders Markemen and the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts wrap up the day at 7. A ball in the air out to center field for Melton, ranging towards the alley in left center. Underneath it is Sam Winter, the center fielder, for the first out. And it's an 0-for-2 day for Jacob Melton.
Third baseman, number 27.
Very uncommon. The series against Roseburg, he wasn't necessarily lights out. He didn't have a bad tournament for most, or a bad series against Roseburg compared to what most people get. But when you come into the series and into the postseason batting over 500, you expect the guy to be getting hits all over the place. First pitch high for ball 1 against Jack Thompson. Jacob Melton is scheduled to go to Lynn Benton Community College coming up next year. Jack Thompson at the plate, 0-for-1 with a ground out to third base. He'll take high for ball 2 from Kellen O'Connor, who's looking for a double play ball here. The 2-0 pitch, O'Connor delivers high again for ball 3. Out at first base, Brendan Watts has not shown much of a penchant to try and take second with the lefty on the mound. Jack Thompson, a first-team All-Southwest Conference selection this year with South Medford. He'll take a 3-0 down the middle for strike 1. A 2018 graduate. Looking to try and get something going here in the 4th inning for Medford. They trail 1-0, bottom of the 4th. And that's ball 4. That's going to be 2 walks issued here in the bottom of the 4th for Kellen O'Connor. O'Connor with 4 strikeouts. Hadn't allowed a base runner except for a hit by pitch in the second. Other than that, he had been lights out. But he ends up walking Thompson to put runners at first and second. Still just 1 away, and Justin Geyer will stand in. Justin Geyer from North Medford High School via Treasure Valley Community College. He puts this one high in the air, out towards left center. Winter, the center fielder, will make the catch, runs the ball in. Another pop out for Medford, meaning their runners unable to advance.
The right fielder, Jono Gassman.
And besides a strikeout, those pop-outs have been very beneficial for Kellen O'Connor here in the fourth. The runners have been staying put after reaching on walks, have not been able to advance with the flyouts into center field. 2 away, and Jono Gassman will bat next. The first pitch, swing and a miss as O'Connor blows it by him. Jono Gassman from North Medford High School. He is planning to return this fall here to the Umpqua Basin and attend Umpqua Community College, where they'll be soon reinstating baseball as a sport. He puts that one in the air foul. It's going to head to the visiting dugout down the first base side for strike 2. Tournament coverage brought to you by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. They're also the tournament sponsor for American Legion Baseball here in 2018. And appreciate all the sponsorship from Clint Newell Auto Group. Off-speed pitch inside. Gassman, he wanted to go after that pitch. Then he pulled back, and that ball, in his attempt to get his swing going, almost carried him into the path of that pitch. Just gets out of the way. He's got a 1-2 count, 2 away with runners at first and second. Medford threatening here, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Pitches outside, back pick to first. Not in time. 3-man crew, so you got an umpire right on top of that play at first base there. 2 balls, 2 strikes now against Gassman. Out at first base, Jack Thompson back just ahead of the tag from Manny Castanera, who now plays back behind the runner. He snuck back in there after the pitch missed. 2-2 delivery from O'Connor, and fighting off the pitch, Gassman fouls it down the first base side to stay alive. Big moment here for O'Connor, his longest inning of work. 5 batters to the plate for Medford. Prior to that, there was 4 batters to the plate in the second. That was the longest inning prior to this 4th inning for Kellen O'Connor. He's trying to get out of things here with a 2-2 count against Jono Gassman. Medford has an arm getting loose in the bullpen. Another lefty. Swing and a miss. Gassman will go down with the strikeout, chasing a pitch outside the strike zone. 5th strikeout of the game for Kellen O'Connor, and he gets himself out of trouble here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs on no hits and no errors, and it remains a 1-0 lead for Beaverton. You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
2 runners left on base, and pitcher Kellen O'Connor.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
It's a beautiful day for the start of the 2018 state tournament. Manny Castanera will lead things off in the top of the 5th for Beaverton. Took a strike to start out on an 0-1 pitch and now fouls one off for strike 2. As he'll bat for the 2nd time in the ballgame, 0-for-1 for Castanera. State tournament coverage here at 541radio.com. Plenty of more information there online as well. As the 0-2 for Castanera, he's out in front of an off-speed pitch from Jacob Melton for strike 3. Melton gets his 5th strikeout of the ball game as he continues into the 5th inning. A 1-0 ball game here at Legion Field between Beaverton and Medford. Beaverton leading 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. They've got 1 out with nobody on, and Connor Patrick will bat next. First pitch to Patrick is outside for ball 1. Connor Patrick struck out swinging back in the 3rd inning. 1-0 from Melton is outside for a 2-0 count. Jacob Melton getting up over 70 pitches in the ball game. His 2-0 delivery for Patrick is a strike at the knees. Yeah, 541radio.com on the page that you might be watching today's ball game. We've also got the schedule of the games coming up. We'll post results there as well. As a pitch high for a 3-0 count. We'll be posting box scores for the games also online, so you can find those and check out some of the stats. It's a 3-1 swing and a miss. Three balls and 2 strikes now against Connor Patrick. A 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jacob Melton, who comes back with a vengeance here in the 5th inning against Beaverton. Melton trying to keep his team in it, trailing 1-0. He's given up only 2 hits. But it was back in the 3rd inning. He walked a batter with 1 out. A wild pitch to put the runner in scoring position. As the first pitch misses low and outside to leadoff man Kellen O'Connor. O'Connor was the one that scored that run. Got on with the walk, got to second on a wild pitch, and then scored. Actually tagged up and got to third on a pop fly to center field. And then he scored on the single by Sam Winter to make it 1-0. Just barely squeezing a run across was Beaverton there in the 3rd. They still lead 1-0, though, as O'Connor has been very good on the mound. Off-speed pitch. O'Connor puts this one in the air. Looks playable in foul territory. First baseman Joe Johnson calling for it, and he'll make the out in foul territory to wrap things up against O'Connor. That'll finish things off in the top of the 5th. This has been a pitcher's duel by the definition, and it's a 1-0 score as we head to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed real estate broker for Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
A Lions basket to give away.
Headed to the bottom of the 5th in a pitcher's duel, 1-0 the score. Kellen O'Connor right now has his team in front. He scored a run, and he is throwing the shutout. A bunt put down by Wyatt Baptiste to lead things here in the 5th, and they just get him at first. And Baptiste, he kind of puts up a bit of a fight there at first, and now out of the dugout will come Nate Mabin to argue the call at first base. Again, a 3-man crew. And I think they're going to argue about the geometrics of it, on how the ball could be caught where it was with Baptiste. I think the first baseman, Manny Castanera, caught that ball with Baptiste already by him, reaching back across the foul line, and Baptiste still not sure how he got thrown out, but he laid down a bunt trying to get a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th, and he was not able to get it as off the mound O'Connor, a rifle to first, according to the umpire, just in time for the first out. One away. Up next, Zach Ankeny takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Our coverage here on 541radio.com brought to you by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Look for Sportsman's Warehouse at this year's Douglas County Fair for your chance to win a new Smith & Wesson M&P 15 rifle. Get ready for the hunting season with Sportsman's Warehouse and take it outside. Ball fouled away. 1-1 count for Ankeny, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out looking back in the third. The 1-1 pitch coming up for O'Connor. The lefty delivers inside for a 2-1 count. Daily tournament sponsor for the American Legion State Tournament. Also, that is Roseburg Disposal. Proud sponsor of local athletics here in Umpqua, in the Umpqua Basin. Is another foul ball for Ankeny. Gives him a 2-2 count. Medford has had just 3 base runners in this ball game, 1 by a hit by pitch and 2 by walks. A 2-2 pitch out of O'Connor. That ball fouled away again. And it stays 2-2. All tournament games will be archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel, so you can find them there if you look for games. There's a swing and a miss out of Ankeny. Will put him down for a second time. He has struck out twice, and that is now 6 strikeouts in the ball game for Kellen O'Connor.
Number 10, catcher.
He gets the second out, and up next will be Bennett Thompson, the catcher. The 9-hitter, second time full through the lineup for Medford. Thompson grounded out to short his first time up. His first pitch outside for ball 1 from O'Connor. O'Connor nearing 70 pitches in the ball game. Nobody throwing in the bullpen for Beaverton, though. The 1-0 pitch, high and inside, ducking out of the way goes Thompson. Our coverage also brought to you by Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports here in Douglas County. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch in. That ball in the air out towards center field. Coming in is Sam Winter. He'll lay out. He won't make the grab, and there's your first base hit for Medford. Sam Winter had an attempt with a head-first dive in center field, and he could not quite get it. Goes off the end of his glove for a diving line drive in right center for Bennett Thompson, and he is your first base hit of the game for the Medford Mustangs. That breaks up the no-no here in the bottom of the 5th. That is the game-tying run on at first for Medford, but 2 down as they go back to the top of the lineup. Joe Johnson will hit 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout his last time up. First pitch is high. The Hillsboro Barbers starting to make their way to the ballpark here. Seeing a few of those guys trickling in. Swing and a miss on a huge cut out of Johnson. If I tried something like that, I'd hurt myself nowadays. That one had him all twisted up. A 1-1 pitch coming up here with 2 down. Bottom of the 5th, it's a 1-0 game. Beaverton in front. Strike 2 taken on the inside corner, and Johnson, he's got to step out and gather himself. He did not like that strike call on the inside corner. Lefty versus lefty matchup. He was doubled over at first with his disbelief and then had to take a walk. The 1-2, hard hit ball to first. Castanera gloves it and tags the bag to wrap things up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Medford gets their first base hit of the game against Kellen O'Connor, but they can't cash in. No runs on 1 hit. No errors for Beaverton. 1 man left on base for Medford. We head to the 6th, still a 1-0 game with Beaverton in front. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Top of the 6th inning, and the Medford Mustangs trailing 1-0. The defending state champs, if they cannot come back here, they would be on the ropes here early on. We've got some movement going on for Medford. Joe Johnson's going to take over on the mound, so he'll move from first to the hill. Out at first base is going to be Jacob Melton, so it looks like it'll be a straight switch between the mound and first for Medford. Joe Johnson takes over. He comes into this ball game 6-1 on the year, 2 saves, and a 1.86 ERA. So Jacob Melton's day is done. Joe Johnson, another lefty, takes over on the mound. Melton goes 5 innings worked.
The first batter for Beaverton
gave up just 2 hits. The 1 run, it was earned. I believe it was 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Yeah, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts for Jacob Melton. Right now he's on the hook for the loss as we start the 6th inning, getting into the late stages of this 7-inning ball game. All state tournament games going to be 7 innings. They used to be 9 in the past, but now down to 7 with the pitch count rules and all that fun stuff. They decide to shorten down the games as well. So getting down to the nitty-gritty here for both of these teams in a tight one. 1-0 our score. Joe Johnson on the mound. His first pitch is low for ball 1 against Connor Fajardo. Connor Fajardo, the shortstop. Fajardo from Southridge High School, class of 2018. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Popped out to center his last time up. Squares to bunt and takes for ball 2. Goes jumping out of the way. The 2-0 pitch from Johnson. It's a bunt, and it's picked up in foul territory by Bennett Thompson for a foul ball, strike 1. So Joe Johnson again, a 1.86 ERA. Jacob Melton came in with a .17 ERA, but gave up the 1 run over the 5 innings worked. So see if Beaverton can do a little bit more here against Johnson. That ball in the air out to center field for Fajardo. And underneath it'll be Wyatt Baptiste for out number 1. Now Joe Johnson has been more of a typical starter this season for Medford, where Melton had gotten some starts but wasn't a regular starter from what I gather for that Medford team. Had been used in many different types of pitching roles, starter, reliever.
Number 3,
so
Sam Winter.
Melton out of the game though after 5 innings work, giving up a one run. And right now, possibly with the loss. Ball, a chopper right side for Sam Winter. The lefty pulling it right of the mound and off the rubber. Joe Johnson gets to that one quickly and then takes it all the way to first himself. Unassisted out for the pitcher, 2 away.
The next batter, number 15, Joe Ball.
Now Joe Ball will stand in with 2 down and nobody on against Joe Johnson. Joe Ball is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Last time it was to first baseman Joe Johnson. Johnson now on the mound. First pitch was in the dirt for ball 1 against Ball. That's Joe Ball. There's also Mike Ball on the roster, not in the lineup for Beaverton. Pitch outside from the lefty to the lefty. 2-0 count. Coverage of tournament action here on 541radio.com is sponsored by Little Caesars Pizza. Try Little Caesars large 1-topping extra most bestest. It has the most toppings of any major pizza chain. Strike called. And Joe Ball will have a 2-1 count against Joe Johnson. 2 away with nobody on. Outside, a 3-1 count. Beaverton leading 1-0. It's a 3-1 count, but Beaverton leading 1-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. The 3-1 is down the middle for a called strike. And ball down to a full count with 2 away. Johnson trying to wrap it up with a 1-2-3 top of the 6th. And then the Medford Mustangs got to get their offense going here late in this ball game. The 3-2, strike 3 called. Joe Ball was up there looking for a walk. He didn't get it. Johnson strikes him out. And that'll finish things off in the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Beaverton. They still lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Broadcast coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Building relationships by bringing real estate back to the basics. Call her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians.
Through 5.5, it's still a 1-0 game. Medford up to bat trying to tie or take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th against Kellen O'Connor, who still works for Beaverton, but his first pitch is in the dirt as he faces Brennan Watts, the two-hitter in the lineup for Medford. Watts is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk in today's ball game. Nobody throwing in the bullpen for Beaverton as we get to the late stages. They look to continue to ride O'Connor, who gets a fly ball into foul territory down the first base side. Foul. Evens up the count for Brennan Watts. The 1-1 pitch for Beaverton's Kellen O'Connor. It's high and away for a 2-1 count against Watts. Brennan Watts, .374 batting average coming into this one. Medford looking to win their 5th straight state championship, but they got some work to do here. Ground ball to short, deep in the hole. The throw to first gets away, and a runner on to lead things off for Medford, and you can really hear the Medford fans in attendance. Of course, Medford fans accustomed to coming up here to Legion Field for baseball games during the high school season and during the Legion season. So they came up in pretty good droves, only about an hour-and-a-half drive from Medford to get here to Roseburg. That'll be an error, fielding and throwing error there against, actually I guess it's a throwing error, not a fielding error, against the shortstop, Connor Fajardo. He had to rush his throw, and that's what I think got him offline. A swing and a miss out of Jacob Melton. Melton is 0 for 2 in the ball game, now playing at first base. Takes inside for ball 1, evens up his count. Melton with a ground ball to second and a pop fly to center for his 2 outs so far. Fouls one off for strike 2. On at first base, Brennan Watts. Melton hit in this position in the 4th inning. Watts had got on with a walk, and then Melton came up with Watts on at first and nobody out, and he flew out to center. This time he puts one into right field just past a diving first baseman. Up to second goes Watts. Second hit of the ball game for Medford, and Jacob Melton will finally get his first hit, trying to help the team out after he couldn't quite keep his team in the lead, or keep the game tied on the mound. Don't want to say that Melton had a bad day on the mound. He only allowed 2 hits and the 1 run, struck out 6, but he didn't have the team in a position to win the game when he came off the rubber. But Melton trying to help out now as he grounds one to right field for a base knock. Up to second base goes Brennan Watts. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Now a square to bunt. Fielding O'Connor will throw to first as the sacrifice bunt by Jack Thompson is the first out, but now runners at second and third for Medford with one away. Watts up at third, Melton at second. Justin Geyer will bat next with one away and two in scoring position. Geyer 0 for 2, struck out his first time up, and he takes the first pitch for strike one. Coverage here on 541radio.com brought to you by Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Tim's Appliance Outlet Store at the corner of Lane and South Stevens here in Roseburg. The 0-1 pitch just off the edge outside against the right-handed batting Geyer. Third time through the lineup here, and Medford having a bit of success against Kellen O'Connor, who was allowed now just 2 hits in this ball game. The pitch outside for ball 2. Behind the plate, Ike Lovings sliding to his right, going to his knees, staying in front of that pitch with runners in scoring position. He has to make sure nothing gets by him with a deep backstop here at Legion. 3-1 count now as another pitch misses for O'Connor. Still no action in the bullpen for Beaverton, and now as I say that, they're going to send somebody down there. Neither team with much offense in this ball game. As that ball out into center field on the run, long way to go. Diving attempt, won't get to it. Winter can't come up. 1 run's in. Medford will take a lead on the double by Justin Geyer. Geyer puts a ball into right center. Sam Winter diving attempt can't get there. And 2 runs come in, and Medford late in this ball game takes a 2-1 lead. Still just 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Scoring was Brennan Watts after reaching on the air. Jacob Melton comes around to score after getting on with a single. And now a visit to the mound for the coaching staff from Beaverton.
Okay, breaking the action.
Justin Geyer puts that double into right center. Beaverton gets a ball back in quickly, but by that time, no chance to catch the speedy Melton scoring from second to put Medford in front. So here in the 6th, the Mustangs with 2 hits and 2 runs, one of them an unearned run. And actually, if not for that error, this inning could be a whole lot different. But 2-1 your score in the bottom of the 6th, and a visit on the mound for Beaverton. Also want to let you know our coverage is brought to you by Clint Newell Auto Group, your local Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Toyota dealer. Once the game is complete, we'll do a quick recap of the action for you and then sign off and start getting ready for the next game to come up here, as we'll have coverage of every tournament game from the 2018 American Legion State Tournament at Legion Field online there at 541radio.com. So follow the action throughout the tournament. Up next, it'll be the Hillsboro Barbers and the Dallas Post 20 Dirtbags. You can feel the temperature starting to rise here in Roseburg. Started out a real comfortable 68 degrees. We got to be climbing just a bit. A bunt laid down. It goes back to the mound. Out at second. The runner thought about going to third, but held up. Justin Geyer does not advance on the bunt by John O. Gassman, who's thrown out at first. 2 away now for the Mustangs. Geyer stays at second.
The next batter, number 8, Wyatt Baptiste.
Staying in the game is Kellen O'Connor. And he'll have now a chance to try and get out of the 6th inning, but his team now trailing by 1. 2 down, a man in scoring position, and the first pitch fouled back to the backstop by Wyatt Baptiste, the center fielder. Kellen O'Connor, I got a feeling I might have missed a pitch in here somewhere, but O'Connor up on over 90 pitches at least, I would imagine. The 0-1, swing and a miss for Baptiste for strike 2. Baptiste so far has grounded back to the pitcher's mound twice. A 1-3 put out 2 times for him so far. The 0-2 is high for ball 1. Taking a look at it here. I'm not sure if both of those were bunts or if they were... I got ground balls back to the mound both times. Comebackers. The 1-2 pitch fouled away, and Baptiste stays alive. Kellen O'Connor trying to get out of the 6th inning. An error got Brennan Watts on to lead things off. A single to right field by Jacob Melton had runners at first and second. A sac bunt by Jack Thompson put them both in the scoring position. And then Justin Geyer drives in 2 as a throwback to second base. Geyer back in safely. Justin Geyer drives in 2 to put Medford in front 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. So for Beaverton, they're going to need at least 1 run in the 7th inning against Joe Johnson to try and keep the game going. The 1-2 pitch, ground ball fought off right side. Charging in the second baseman, Patrick, had to put on the brakes as he was reading that chopper through the right side of the infield and realized he was charging in too much. But he does make the play, getting the final out at first. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 Beaverton error, and 1 man left on base. Medford strikes in the bottom of the 6th to lead 2-1 as we go to the top of the 7th. You're watching coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
There was 1 Beaverton error.
We're here until a champion is crowned. Follow every game from the state tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. And don't worry if you missed a game. Find our broadcasts archived online as well. Tournament coverage is also sponsored by Clint Newell Auto Group, Tim's Appliance and Mattress, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Little Caesars, and the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. It comes down to this for Beaverton if they want to stay in the championship bracket, as Isaac Lovings will take the first pitch. A strike 1 from Joe Johnson, who's now in line to get a win here to start out the tournament. A swing and a miss out of Lovings will make it an 0-2 count. Medford with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th to take a 2-1 lead here late in the ball game. And Isaac Lovings on the at the plate. An 0-2 count. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a pop-up into foul territory behind home. His 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3, and Medford 2 outs away from getting a win in the opening round of the tournament. And that is quite the turn of events. After trailing 1-0 through the first 5 innings, they get 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Second strikeout for Joe Johnson on in relief of Jacob Melton. 1 down, and Zach Staley will stand in. Staley is 0 for 1. He drew a walk. He puts one over the top of the mound, charging in. Ankeny, the shortstop, throw to first, off the glove for for Jacob Melton at first, and the game-tying run is on for Beaverton. That'll be an error at first base for Melton. The shortstop, Ankeny, he made a pretty decent throw over to first base, and Johnson, it hit him in the glove. He couldn't hold on to it.
The next batter, number 5, Tomo Hori.
They will do a pinch runner for Staley.
Running at first base, number 6, Logan Davis.
At first base is going to be Logan Davis for Beaverton. In time called out to the mound. Medford will huddle on the mound with 1 on and 1 away. Top of the 7th, a 1-run ball game.
Today's game sponsor, Roseburg Disposal, and its tournament sponsor is Clint Newell Mower. Clint Newell Motors.
Tomo Hori is at the plate. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. He stands in with 1 on and 1 away, trying to tie this ball game up for Beaverton and at least force the bottom of the 7th inning. Medford, the home team, would not have to bat in the bottom of the 7th if they hold the 2-1 lead through this top of the 7th inning. Our coverage brought to you by Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. Sportsman's Warehouse has everything for your next camping, hunting, or fishing excursion. Get to Sportsman's Warehouse today and stock up before heading outdoors. Sportsman's Warehouse, take it outside. Joe Johnson, the lefty on the mound, will face Tomo Hori, who had a single to center field his first time. He takes the first pitch for strike one. Joe Johnson came in the top of the 6th inning. He is now facing, this is the 6th batter that he's faced. Hori facing him for the first time. Throw over to first base, back in safely, will go the pinch runner for Staley, and again, that is Logan Davis. Logan Davis, who comes off the bench to run. He was a second-team All-Metro League selection this last year for Sunset High School. The 0-1 off-speed pitch, low for a 1-1 count against Tomo Hori. Hori, the 7-hitter in the lineup. He has one of just the 2 hits in the ballgame for Beaverton, 3 hits in the ballgame for Medford. It has been a pitcher's duel, aces on the mound, here to lead off the tournament. The 1-1 pitch from Johnson, a check swing. They'll appeal. No, he did not go around. 2 balls and a strike now against Hori. Our coverage also brought to you by Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, a proud supporter of local sports here in Douglas County. Joe Johnson set the 2-1 pitch. No, throw to first. Back in safely goes Davis. Coming down to the final inning in this one, early on, game 1 of our tournament. A great way to start things off here on 541radio.com. The 2-1 is a swing and a miss. Almost thought he might have gotten a piece of it. Into the glove for strike 2. Hori, the third baseman, grounded out to third in his last at-bat. That was against Jacob Melton. Melton will not factor into the decision for Medford. Joe Johnson looking to get a win in relief. The 2-2, Hori fouls it back to stay alive. There is some action in the bullpen for Beaverton. They've got a righty down there throwing. No number on the front of the jersey, so unable to tell you who he is. On the mound, Joe Johnson trying to pick up the victory for Medford. 2-2 pitch. Johnson throws in, fouled back again. Waiting on deck for Beaverton is Manny Castanera. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And actually it looks like they've got a pinch hitter waiting to come up. That'll be Steele Peterson that's on deck as a pinch hitter. Ball fouled away again by Hori, who is putting together quite the battle. So it looks like we'll have a new man up to bat in the next position, barring an inning-ending or game-ending double play. Throw over to first. Back in safely goes the pinch runner, Logan Davis, running for Zach Staley, who got on with an error at first base. 2-2 the count, and another throw to first, and they've got Davis in a pickle between first and second. Ball goes off the glove of Ankeny, the shortstop, and in safely will go Davis at second base. And that is going to be another error, that time on the shortstop. They had him dead to rights between first and second, and Davis gets in. And the Medford fans might have been trying to say that he was out of the base path, but I think that's the reason for a bit of a delay here. So you got the game-tying run now in scoring position for Tomo Hori, who's had quite the battle here against Joe Johnson. Fouling off quite a few pitches as he puts one in the air. Foul territory, long run for everybody. The catcher has it off his glove. Bennett Thompson into the Red Rock dirt. The warning track behind home. Lost his footing, it kind of seemed, and it pops in and out of his glove. It's always tough for a catcher to chase one down. You do not have the same type of webbing as an outfielder or an infielder. And that one, with the heavy padding around the glove, just bounced off each side and out of his glove, and Bennett Thompson cannot make the second out. And staying alive Tomo Hori still with a 2-2 count as he continues to battle against Joe Johnson. Game 1 of the tournament providing plenty of excitement here in Roseburg. Coming up next is the Dirtbags and the Barbers in Game 2, scheduled to start at 1. 2-2 pitch from Johnson. Another foul ball. Coverage of our tournament here on 541radio.com, also presented by Little Caesars. For a limited time, Little Caesars has a large 5-meat pizza with extra cheese for only $9, hot and ready to pick up from 4 to 8. Man at second base, 1 away. Top of the 7th, it's a 2-1 lead for Medford over Beaverton. Hori puts this one towards the alley and right center on the run. The catch made, and the final out will be made at second base as Beaverton's pinch runner was all the way to home before he realized the catch was made. And Medford will win Game 1 of the tournament. The Mustangs come up with an game-ending double play. Hori with a long battle. Looked like he might have had a ball dropping in right center, but it's caught by Jono Gassman. And then on second, Logan Davis was running, and he was around third, headed for home by the time that ball made it back into the infield for the final out. They double off the runner at second, and that'll end the ball game. Medford wins 2-1. Beaverton, a stellar performance by Kellen O'Connor, does not last. And the Mustangs will stay in the championship side of the bracket. They'll move on. They'll face the winner of Salem with Nell and Mid-Valley coming up tomorrow in the winner's bracket. Final score, it's 2-1. We'll take a quick 60-second break and come back with a quick post-game show. You're watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. You can make sure to contact her at 541-671-5296 or visit her online at virginia.foxrealestategroups.com. Back with a quick post-game show after this on 541radio.com.
We'll be back with more coverage of the 2018 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. Find more tournament information like scores, stats, game recaps, and updated schedules online at 541radio.com. Here's a look at the games on today's broadcast schedule. Remember, every game from the state tournament will be broadcast on 541radio.com. Tournament coverage is presented by Virginia Everard, licensed broker in Oregon with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.
Well, your final score is 2-1. Medford able to pull out the victory as they win over Beaverton post 124. Big win there for Medford, coming back after trailing 1-0 through much of that contest. Taking a look at the numbers as we look at the scoreboard. For Beaverton, 1 run on 2 hits. And the Beavers, they're not the Beavers, but Beaverton post 124 with 1 error in the ball game, and Beaverton leaving 3 men stranded on base. For Medford, they finished with 2 runs on 3 hits. They had 2 errors. Let's see here. For Medford, they had 2 errors there in the 7th inning. They finished with 2 errors in the ball game, and Medford leaving 3 men on base as well. Picking up the victory is going to be Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson will improve to 7-1 on the year. And taking the loss is going to be Kellen O'Connor. He pitches 6 innings in this one, was dealing early on, but gets touched up in the 6th inning late in the game, and that'll do it for Beaverton. Just the 2 runs in the 6th inning. It gets him. O'Connor, tough one to take a loss there. So again, 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error for Beaverton. Medford, 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors for the Mustangs. But they get the 2-1 win and stay in the championship bracket. Tomorrow, Beaverton will drop into the losers bracket, and they will play the 10 o'clock game coming up tomorrow morning as well. Looking at the numbers, Joe Johnson gets the win. 2 innings work, gave up no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. He came in for Jacob Melton, who pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Melton does not factor into the decision. Kellen O'Connor goes 6 innings worked. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. He ended up with 1 walk in this ball game and finished with 6 strikeouts. He did hit 1 batter in there as well. And I said 1 walk. I should say 3 walks in the game. No, 2. There we go. Quick scan through everything there. 2 walks in the ballgame for Kellen O'Connor, 6 strikeouts. We will have the box score posted at 541radio.com here in just a little while, so you can check out the full stats from this one as we wrap up Game 1 of our day here at the state tournament. Offensive numbers, not a lot of hits to go around, just 2 hits for Beaverton. And collecting those 2 hits, Sam Winter with the RBI single in the 3rd to drive in the go-ahead run at the time, and it was Beaverton's only run of the ball game. And the other hit went to Tomo Hori, who had a single in the 2nd but was left stranded at 1st. For Medford, 3 hits in the ball game. They come late. A single in the 5th inning by Bennett Thompson, but he was left stranded at 1st. And then in the 6th inning, a single by Jacob Melton and a double by Justin Geyer. Geyer scoring the 2 runs with that double to put Medford in front. Medford wins 2-1 as they stay in the winner's bracket. Beaverton falls into the loser's bracket coming up tomorrow morning. Well, folks, that's going to do it for us here in our first game from the tournament. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, you can find an archive of this game posted on 1490 The Score's YouTube page coming up as soon as this broadcast has gone complete. So go ahead and check that out. If you're looking for a recap of this one again, you can watch it back there or share it around, whatever you'd like to do with it from our the YouTube channel there. That's going to wrap it up. Up next, it's the Dallas Post 20 Dirtbags and the Hillsboro Barbers squaring off in Game 2 of the tournament. That one's scheduled to start at 1 o'clock, which means our broadcast coverage will start at 12:55 here on 541radio.com. Want to again thank our sponsors, Tim's Appliance, Clinton Newell Auto Group, Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse, Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe of Indians, and Little Caesars. And, of course, thank our presenting sponsor, Virginia Everard with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. That'll do it for Game 1. Thanks so much for tuning in. Want to say thanks to the Medford Mustangs and the Beaverton Post 124 for being good sports, helping everything out before the broadcast here. A big thanks to the Roseburg Post 16 American Legion for getting this tournament all organized and ready to go. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because like I like to say, many of you probably new to this broadcast, but like I like to say, without you guys, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. So we will talk to you again here soon. Dan Bain has coverage of Game 2 coming up at 1 o'clock here from Legion Field. Have a great afternoon. For those of you that may not tune in again until tomorrow when either of these 2 teams are back to action, we'll talk to you tomorrow. If you're tuning in for more games, we'll talk to you again here soon. Have a great one, folks. You've been watching coverage of the 2018 AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by Virginia Everard with Fox Real Estate Groups and Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley.